Hey, Keith Gidger with Percy Gidger's Hearth and Patio. Welcome to today's show. I'm so excited. We have Mr. Jason Huguet with the Steamboat Warehouse Restaurant in the historic, beautiful city of Washington, Louisiana. So don't go nowhere. He's cooking some beautiful hors d'oeuvres and some beautiful recipes that he normally would serve in his kitchen at his restaurant, but he's going to be doing it on a grill today. So stick around. Welcome back to the show. Like I promised, we have Jason Huguet with the Steamboat Warehouse Restaurant in Washington, Louisiana. Jason, thanks for coming to the show.
Thanks for inviting me, Keith.
Now, you got your own show, right?
We sure do. Joey and I, he's one of my really good friends. He's my co-host. Yeah. And we have the What's Cooking show, and it airs every Thursday at 5:30 p.m. We have so much fun on that show, and I didn't really know Joey too long before the show, but we have become such great friends, and we do some really nice, fun things, kind of like we're gonna do here today. Yeah, and like me and you've never met, so I just want y'all to know I'm getting to know him like y'all may be getting to know him on the spot. So, okay, I've been to your restaurant. It's beautiful. It's on the historic Bayou Catawba, which I know the store or the restaurant, the building itself, is actually an old trading post, right? Yeah, our building is one of the last one of 7 warehouses that were located along the banks of Bayou Catawba, right, which is formerly known as Opelousas River. Now it's Bayou Catawba. I don't know why the name changed or what, but the steamboats would come all the way from New Orleans and go to St. Louis, Missouri, and our building that we're in now is the biggest stop from that that trek. It's just fascinating. I went, like I said, I was at your restaurant. You have a lot of interesting decor. There's a lot of antiques. We have a bill of sale for Slave Girl. We have an old anchor that was lifted out of the bayou. Right. We believe to have been from one of the old steamboats. Right. There's some tales of possible ghosts in there. We don't know for sure. Like people ask me all the time, they really have ghosts in Steamboat? I have no idea. I think there was one because when I was ordering in your restaurant, somebody whispered in my ear, get the soft shell crab. Maybe that was the waitress. I don't know. I thought it was there's a reason why, though. That wasn't a ghost. That might have been the table next to you to get the soft shell crab, because we did really well with that. We just won a few major awards a few weeks ago. Congratulations. It was the annual Soiree Royale. It's the 15th year, I believe, this year. Yeah. And we're always fortunate to do fairly well. But this year we took first place in seafood with it. We won the People's Choice Award, which is a major award, and the Best of Show, which is the highest award you can win. Well, I tell you what, interesting guy, interesting restaurant. If you've never been, you need to go bring the family out there. Okay guys, welcome back to the show. We're here with Jason Huguet with the Steamboat Warehouse Restaurant in Washington, Louisiana. Okay, Jason, what are we doing on the grill? Tell us what we got. Okay, today, Keith, we're going to make it's two special items that we do on occasion at Steamboat. First one is a jumbo lump crab en brochette. Right. And I'll explain that in a minute, how we do it and everything. The next one, we're gonna take some petite fillets. Some nice stuff. Beautiful. We got some petite fillets right here that I cut fresh this morning. Wow. We cut all our own fillets. This is some of the best meat money can buy. Well, I noticed, is this a certain cut where you got all that marble inside? Well, it's a little bit towards the little tapered end of the tenderloin. Right. It's a little bit tender, Yeah, yeah. Seems more tender than the other parts. So I'm excited. I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna be eating some of this. Well, what we're gonna do, we're gonna top our filet mignons with 2 items. And we just want to show that at home how easily you can get any of these ingredients at home and take your grill, whether it be a charcoal grill or a gas grill, right, and you can make all this at home. It's very simple, very easy. And I try to pick the dishes that we can show at home how easy it is. Right, and we talked a little bit about how this is going to probably require more prep time than actual cook time. Yeah. So just pay attention, and the recipe for Jason's all we're cooking is going to be on the website. So just stay tuned. Okay, so we got. The only thing that's going to take what's going to take the longest time is our onions. Right. We're not going to saute some onions. We're going to caramelize them, and the difference being the duration of cooking. You're cooking it a little bit longer than you would a sauteed onion. Right. And what happens is the natural sugars in the onion will start to caramelize, and you get that caramel color. And your onion, instead of being the pungentness it'll be more of a sweeter flavor. And that's the stuff that you kind of starts to accumulate on the spoon. My dad called it the sugar, the green yeah. That's the good stuff. And we're going to keep it simple. Whenever we was explaining to you a minute ago off camera that whenever you take caramelized onions, you really want to keep the seasoning simple because you don't want any all-purpose seasoning. All the ingredients in the all-purpose seasoning will kind of tend to fight against the caramel or sweet flavor of the onions.
Right.
So we're going to use salt and black pepper. Very plain, very simple.
You're my hero, man. I love that.
And the next thing we're going to put on it, and we're going to put all this on the same fillets.
Right.
We have a variety of fresh mushrooms right here that I actually got in a few days ago. We have the first one right here would be some shiitake mushrooms, which is one of my favorites.
Right.
In the middle here we have a cluster of oyster mushrooms, and
they kind of look like an oyster mussel. Yeah.
And also we have some cremini mushrooms, which you can find in your local grocery store.
Like little baby portobellos.
Yeah, and like we were saying earlier, you can find this at some of these specialty grocery stores. In Lafayette or some other places around here, you can probably find at Walmart may have it.
Now, if they can't find this, I mean, even the white button mushrooms, I mean, you could even do that, right?
Yeah,
okay.
But we just try to take it up a notch, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, we're going to go special.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, okay. So you want to show them how to do one of them en brochette?
Real quick, I'm going to show you.
Right.
We have our skewers, and en brochette means to skewer, or the use of a skewer in cooking process.
Okay.
So we're going to take, and it's a French term, so we're going to take these skewers that we have, and we have them soaking in water. And some people may know already, we do that to kind of keep them from burning when they're on the grill.
Right.
So what we're going to do is take our skewer first, and we have some pieces of applewood smoked bacon that we've already sliced up.
See, you didn't tell me it's applewood smoked bacon. That's like God's gift to man.
And this is Hormel. It's one of the best ones you can get. It's somewhat expensive as far as bacon goes.
Right.
But you get what you pay for.
But the flavor applewood.
So we're going to take one of my favorite things on earth, jumbo lump crab meat. I can eat that.
I mean, those two things right there.
Just like
what else do you need?
Nothing. Just a dipping sauce, that's all.
A dipping sauce.
Yes.
Butter. Another God's gift.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So we're going to wrap that. Very simple. Anyone at home can do that. I'll take our skewer and I'm going to go at an angle so that way it doesn't twist on us. Go at an angle, and you want to be very gentle because these lumps of crab meat are very delicate, and you want to make sure that you don't break them up too much. You want them to stay whole. So
now, lump crab meat, it's seasonal. You should be able to find that year-round, or is it more prevalent in other times of the year?
Well, it's more prevalent at the crawfish off-season.
Okay.
You know, the same time when you get fresh soft-shell crabs, usually it's around May till the real cold season starts.
Right, right.
And you know, you can always get crab meat. There's always pasteurized, there's always frozen if you really want, but the good fresh crab meat is going to come at that time.
Okay.
So we can take these, and what we're going to do in a few minutes, we're going to season them up, and we're going to baste them with our basting liquid. And this, we baste everything in the steamboat with the same stuff. Okay. We have melted butter here. This is a pint-sized container. It's about half full.
Right.
So at this amount, we would take about 2 tablespoons of garlic, freshly chopped garlic, put that in there. And we also have, you can see at the bottom, we're gonna stir it up in a minute. At the bottom we have a Worcestershire and lemon juice 1-to-1 mix. And we probably have about 2 tablespoons also of that.
Okay.
And that gives everything that you're gonna cook, seafood, steaks, and everything, it gives it just that little bit of flavor. Especially seafood, you want that little tartness in the butter.
Right.
Of course, butter keeps it to stay moist.
Butter's butter, bro.
So we're gonna do that.
Well, and, little birdie's telling me we gotta go to commercial. Okay, guys, welcome back to the show. Jason Huguet, we got him right here. We got some little beef, little filet mignons.
Petite filet.
Yeah. Now we're gonna be doing what the caramelized onions.
I tell you what, since that's gonna take us the longest, I'm gonna go ahead and we got some butter that's getting hot on this side.
Okay. Tell me if you need me to do anything. I'm your little helper, bro. Oh yeah, man.
So we're gonna go ahead and add these to our butter, and we're just gonna do a little bit. Okay. And basically, you just want to let that go, give it a little high heat. And it's going to take us a little while because we want a true caramelization. We don't want to just saute it. It's a big difference. Right. So is it you got to stay there and stir it frequently? Not so much. Not at first.
Okay.
Towards the end, we may be giving a little more attention.
So we're good leaving this alone for a little while?
We're going to go to our next step.
Okay. What's the next step?
Next step, we have these petite fillets, and we're going to go ahead and season those up. We have a little bit of black pepper here. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, a little salt. I think that a steak is best seasoned with just a little bit of salt and black pepper.
I agree, man.
In my opinion.
I'm all over that. I say that all the time. I mean, what do you feel about some people come to my store and they're like, well, man, you don't get pre-marinated meat? I said, well, it's pre-cooked.
Oh, no, yeah, I don't.
You know?
Nobody marinates my stuff.
No, you take it out the package, you salt it, whatever, you put it on the grill.
All right, so next we have our fillets, and we're gonna take our basting liquid.
Right.
And we're gonna lift this up right here.
Now we jacked up this side. We're at about 800 degrees. I mean, when we
this side is really good and hot.
Right.
That's what we want because we want to kind of sear the outside.
Right.
We're gonna cook it about medium rare. That's the way I like it.
Good.
Hope
I
you
like that. I like medium rare.
Cameraman likes it too.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna come on this side in a little while and put our brochettes.
Okay.
Okay. So let's take our.
You want me to hold that for you?
I'll tell you what. If I can just do that.
Yeah. You good with that?
All right. Want to mix it up real good because you want to get all that stuff mixed in there. You want every.
Well, look at them garlic at the bottom.
It's another one of my favorite things. So we're gonna just put a little bit of basting liquid on there. Hold it, and we're just gonna put it on a really hot fire.
Now, I told you a little bit about that Sabre grill. This thing won't flare up.
This is the one I like because of what you told me earlier.
Yeah, it gets super jacked up hot, but it won't flare up. So a lot of customers that own a gas grill, the one thing that they feel intimidated about is that when they open the lid, they got flames shooting up everywhere. This, you can see, won't flare up at all.
I don't even see a flame, and that's as hot as it is, you know.
With a lot of butter.
So let's go ahead and baste it another time, just on the top. And as much butter as I put on the other side, and it's not flaming up, that's just amazing. So
right.
We can go ahead and let that go.
You want to close it or you want to leave it open?
Let's leave it open for a second.
So we can kind of keep an eye on it?
Yeah, and our little jumbo lump crab on brochette is going to take a little while also because we want to make sure the bacon's cooked and we kind of want it a little crispy. So I think we'll go ahead and put some of those on there.
All right.
And then, yeah, you can hold that one this time.
Now we kind of lowered this one, so we're at about 400 degrees on this side.
And we all like jumbo lump crab meat and bacon, so we're going to go ahead and put all these on there.
Man, I've never heard of such a thing. Leave it to you, Jason, to come up with something like that. You're like an artist, man.
Hey, I try to think about things that I would love to, eat.
Right.
And I take those and just try to experiment with them and see what I can do to make them better, things like that. So that's where my passion comes from. I love to eat, and so I think about the things that I would love to eat.
Well, I couldn't tell. Look how skinny you are, man. It must be your age. Yeah. They're working you too hard in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Now, you're not one of these, like, owners where you just sit back and count money.
Oh, no.
I mean, you're in the kitchen.
You can see my jacket does have some stains on it.
Yeah. So
mine's not a freshly pressed starch jacket. It's actually used.
It's used, and it works.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so what are we doing next?
Next, and we're not going to start these just yet because these don't take that much time.
Right.
These are some of these mushrooms that we had earlier that we cut up.
Now you're just going to pan saute those on the grill again, just
yes.
in another skillet?
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
And got little shiitakes right here. This is my favorite of the three. The oyster mushrooms are really good. They have a different kind of a flavor. It's also another earthy flavor, mushroom flavor, but it's just a little different.
Okay.
And these are obviously just the cremini mushrooms.
Right.
It's just a little button mushroom. It has a little bit more of that earthy flavor too.
Right. Okay, Jason, it's smelling good, man. You're smelling it up in here. Hey guys, we got the steaks. We got the jumbo crab meat, yeah. And then we got the onions over here. So what are we doing now?
Well, look at our beautiful marks that we made. This grill makes beautiful grill marks.
Right.
At the hot temperature that it is, we might flip it 1 or 2 more times really quickly, and it's looking good.
Okay.
So really, we just have our crab meat. You just want to kind of make sure you flip them a little bit, make sure they're not sticking. And you want to be careful when you flip because they'll easily fall apart.
Right.
Yep. Just want to do that real carefully. Especially if it's sticking, it might come undone.
Now, if I was maybe doing this in my backyard and I wanted to kind of, if my steaks were cooking, what I do is I kind of, because when you close that lid, that's what I explain to people. This is it's not just a warming rack. To me, it's almost like a broiling rack because the heat's coming out of these grills and circulating right over it, and the heat's trapped up there. So it actually makes a nice little platform.
Like a little oven almost.
Yeah, to where you're not directly over the fire, and you can kind of keep them, tend them a little bit easier.
And you can put your hands up here close instead of close to the flame.
It's hot down there. So how are onions looking?
They're looking good. You see, they're starting to kind of get a little brown on the side.
Yeah.
They still got a little ways to go.
Right.
This is probably the stage where you would call it a sautéed onion. You'd add your little salt and black pepper and be done with it. But we today want to achieve a more caramel color,
right.
some sweetness to it,
right.
naturally. We're not gonna add sugar. You could speed up this process, add your little pack of sugar, like for your coffee,
right.
and it would make it really quickly caramelize.
Right.
But we're not doing that today. We're gonna show them how you do it naturally.
Yeah, and so again, we have it on like a medium fire. We had it on low to begin with, and off camera, we just kind of jacked it up a little bit. So we're probably, like if this were in your house, you're probably on a medium setting.
Yeah.
If you had a grill outside and the wind's blowing and that flame's fluttering, you're probably not putting out that full BTU, so you may have to turn it up a little bit more, you know, but it's looking good where it is right there.
I like this burner because it's got the 2 rings on it, and you can set it if you really want some real high heat.
18,000 BTUs, Jason.
That's nuts, man.
That's crazy, nuts. Bruh.
We'll go ahead and flip our little fillets, our little petite fillets. You look, again, more grill marks. Beautiful grill marks this thing makes. And we're going to turn it to the side and make a little diamond.
A little diamond?
Yeah.
See, I'm like you, man. I think food should look and taste good.
Well, you know, you eat with your eyes first.
Yeah.
You know, when your food comes to your table, you know, if it doesn't really look that appetizing, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be too satisfied with it.
Right. And that's what, again, what I tell people is after you get the lines you like on your steak, but it's not quite cooked till you've done this, don't leave it down here. Put it up on your warming rack. Because that way your lines, if you leave it down here, it'll every time you flip it, it make it do all kind of crazy lines.
Mess your lines all
That's what I'm saying. It's all about the lines. All right, so
go ahead and stir up our onions again.
Got the onions.
You can see that. Got a good little saute going.
So whenever we get a little bit further, we're going to be throwing some mushrooms on. We'll saute those down.
Probably start that next. Once we pull this fillets off here, we can probably put our pan directly on that.
On the grill?
Yep.
And that's what I tell people, a gas grill is, you can use it just like a grill and just cook stuff.
Multi-purpose.
But I use, if you got cast iron cookware, you got some nice stainless steel cookware that you don't mind getting a little dirty. I like cast iron because it doesn't show all the stuff afterwards. You just clean it up.
I love cast iron.
Put it on the grill. Put it on the grill. It's an outdoor kitchen. Okay, guys, welcome back. We took the fillets off, Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are just relaxing right there.
Yes.
Now, a lot of people tell me that you don't just take them off the grill and eat them.
No, you want to let them rest for at least a good 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes.
Right.
Because you want to allow the juices to be able to come back, soak up back into the meat. Because if you cut it right away, right now, all your juices will be on your plate and not where you want them to be, in your mouth.
And the meat's a little bit firmer too, huh? What do you think?
Slightly, yeah, but this meat ain't gonna get firm.
Yeah, man, I can't. I've never had aged beef. So
you're gonna have some today.
Yeah, we is. So okay, we're gonna do some mushrooms.
Yes. First thing we want to do, because our onions are very close.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just stir that for me real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add a little bit of our mushrooms, and you can see right away, our olive oil, which we pulled in off camera, is already hot.
It's already bubbling, man.
This little cast iron pot, which is amazing. That thing got hot fast.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you that. So we're gonna saute these down. These don't take that long. So we're gonna give those a little few minutes. We're about to remove these out of crab meat on brochette. And if you can tell, the ones in the back here are starting to get real good.
Yeah, that's
good
the
color.
one I had up on the warming rack, and we just lowered it. So we've been cooking with the lid open. And guys, keep in mind that a gas grill is like your oven. If you're in your kitchen, and you're baking a chicken with your lid open, it ain't gonna cook. But we're just kind of doing this for show. So every time we do something, we normally close the lid if you're in your backyard. So just knowing that it's open, it's just gonna take a little bit longer to cook.
If we would have closed this lid, these things would have been done half the time as it's taken us.
Right. So we're just showing it off right here.
So our onions are looking really good. They're just about at that stage.
Smells amazing, Jason.
I tell you what, if you keep doing what you're doing, I'm gonna go ahead right here and I'm gonna add just a little bit of black pepper.
Right.
And now I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt. And again, you don't want to overdo it because you don't want the flavor, the caramel and the sugar, the sweet flavor, the natural sugar of it, to fight with the seasoning that you use.
But there's something really about like salt and sweet at the same time.
Yeah, that's savory, sweet, salty.
Yeah, it makes
sweetness.
your taste buds go, ay, ay, ay.
But yeah, but we're real close on that, so we're gonna watch it really close.
All right.
At the same time, I'm gonna look at my mushrooms, give them a quick little stir. I think that people generally really overcook mushrooms. I really do, and I like to get mine just a little sautéed. You know, good, 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how hot your fire is. If your oil or your pan is hot, you want to make sure it's hot when you drop them in. You don't ever want to start sautéing anything with cold butter or cold fat.
Right, now mushrooms, that's a fungi, right? So I mean, is there a hazard if you don't cook it to a certain temperature? Is it like meat, like chicken, or
well, since there's really no way to really assure that you clean them really well.
Right.
Mushrooms are hard to clean.
Right.
You do want to brush them off with a little wet paper towel, but you're not going to get everything.
Right.
So you do want to saute it as long as it's at a high enough temperature for 15 seconds or more, which
right.
This is way more than that. It kills whatever bacteria is in it.
Right.
So we're going to go ahead and cut these onions off while we're there.
Woo.
I tell you what, that little burner cooked it a lot faster than it would have in my restaurant.
Really?
Yeah.
You see it? That's a Sabre grill, Jason.
Yeah, that's the one. That's
I'm
the
gonna
one.
hook you up, bro. You need one.
I need one. I'm gonna bring one.
We put that at your restaurant.
I think I'm gonna bring one home today.
Okay. We'll put it on your deck. You can go grill steaks for your customers out in the back.
That'd be fun.
On
The
Bayou
TV
Catawba.
show.
Yeah.
So really, we only have a few more minutes on here, and what I'm gonna do is do what we just did with the onions. Go ahead.
Lightly season it.
Lightly season it. Now these right here, you can add however much seasoning you want. I like a good little bit of black pepper, and now I'm gonna put a little bit of salt. Very important that you put salt. We like to season our food in Cajun country. So
Jason,
that's about it.
That's bacon over here dripping on a grill, and it's not flaring up.
Not flaring.
A lot of smoke. Yeah.
As you can see, you can't even see a flame at it whatsoever.
Right.
As much heat as this thing is putting out is amazing.
It's crazy, man.
And it's ready. So these mushrooms are just about ready. And so our jumbo lump crab en brochette.
So we've been cooking that for like less than what, 2 minutes?
Less than 2 minutes.
And they look beautiful.
Now most people, I think they cook them to death. They would probably let this go another 5-10 minutes. I like
Don't need to.
I like a still, a little bit of a chewiness to it. Yeah. I don't want it to be so overdone.
Okay. So what are we doing now? Oh man, everything looking good.
But I tell you what, why don't we? We're gonna go ahead and let our meat still rest.
Okay.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna plate that up in a little bit.
Okay.
And also when we plate our appetizer,
right.
our brochettes, we're gonna take a little bit of we make this homemade ranch dressing that we make at the Steamboat. These things can be dipped in any kind of thing. If you want to use a tartar sauce,
right.
which we make homemade as well.
Right.
We also make our own homemade remoulade sauce, which is a New Orleans style remoulade sauce.
Right.
It tastes a lot like crawfish dip. We would make in this around this time. This
what about this like
Louisiana.
a garlic and butter dipping sauce, like a lobster?
You can do that too.
I mean, dude.
Really, I'll be honest with you. You don't
eat it right off the stick.
You don't really need much.
We're gonna eat it all kind of ways.
Yeah, we're gonna try it all.
Well, I tell you what, you ready to throw the break?
Yeah, let's do that.
Next segment, we're going to have everything on the plate.
And we're
going to
eat some.
A little allon. Yeah. Y'all don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. Okay, boys and girls, welcome back to the show. Jason, I'm just sitting there breathing this stuff. It smells amazing. Let's get busy, bro.
All right, this is what we're going to do first.
All right.
We have our petite fillets with some beautiful grill marks, as you can see. Put those down first.
They're shiny.
Oh, it look fake almost, don't they? Almost fake. Let me put it like this because we're gonna cover it.
Okay.
Watch this. First, let's put our onions first.
Now that's not sauteed onions, that's caramelized.
Caramelized.
And I tell you, off camera, I put a little piece in my mouth. I thought back to my grandfather and my grandmother's cooking.
Brings you back a little bit.
Oh,
right?
it's amazing. And now next we got the mushrooms.
Yeah, make sure this thing is hot, so I don't want to burn.
I'll move that. You can sit right there.
There you go. And we just want to place something like that on there. And we're messing our plate up here. But you get the general idea.
Oh, yeah.
Put you a little bit of the variety mushrooms on there. We want to put some of our oyster mushrooms, something like that.
I never had. I can't wait to try that.
And we're going to wipe off our plate.
All right.
Really quickly. And we put just a little bit of parsley. That's one.
All right.
Now I'm going to move this back, get it out of our way. And last but not least, I'm going to take this ranch dip that we make. You can get, make this stuff at home. You can actually buy those little Hidden Valley Ranch packets and make your own. If you don't want to, just buy some Hidden Valley Ranch. Then we're going to take these and place them like so. And we're going to put 2 or 3 of these like that because, it's never enough in where we're from, right?
No, man, you can't be. Look at that. That's crazy.
A little bit of color on there. Yeah, this kind of.
You can smell the. Now you're taking it off the grill. I can smell the bacon.
Yes, and that's pretty simple like that. Put a little bit of green onions for garnish, and we're done. And
Say 2.
You see how easy that was? We did this all on the grill.
That's incredible.
Using 2 skillets and some tongs. That's it.
Well, that's beautiful. I know we ain't got time to eat it on right here on camera because the little birdie's telling me, wrap it up.
Well, let's
but
wrap
we're gonna
it
go.
And we'll eat.
Yeah, boy. Thank you for coming,
Thank
Jason.
you, sir.
It's my
We had a good
pleasure.
time.
Yeah, and if y'all need to go eat at his restaurant, because I'm guaranteed you're gonna get some of this good food. So hope you enjoyed this segment. The recipe will be on the website. Y'all come back.